All right, episode three, going to be honing in on the intro, breakdown of it, as well as how to follow up with clients, because this is a huge stepping stone in trying to solidify business as well as gathering referrals and keeping your persistency up at the end of the day. So I have hundreds of clients. Hundreds, honestly, I think I'm close to like 1,000 clients. Not even gonna lie. And I haven't been doing this like crazy, crazy long either. So it's difficult to house all this information, as well as follow a good timeline and have a good book of business, like breakdown on how to do that. But before I get into that, we're going to touch on the intro. So, intro, one of the most important pieces in a call, because we're not sitting down face to face with these clients. Majority of it is going to be over the phone, through the dialer, and everything like that. So you have to master the intro. If you don't captivate someone's attention within the first 7 to 10 seconds, they're going to be disengaged, not interested, and you're either going to get okay, you might be able to get a little bit in a call, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Maybe you even get to Social Security. But if you straight up don't sound interested and didn't nail information right off the bat, it's going to lead to fall off. I don't want to see a full page of leads dialed where it's 30 seconds or less. That means you're doing something wrong. Your calls are not going uh, to plan like 100% what you want to do, as well as you're not you're not nailing the intro. Something's off. Why is it that myself? I'll take it for last week. I dialed the same leads as you guys. I dialed 6 people. I had one Spanish speaker, so that doesn't even count. I don't speak a lick of Spanish. All my calls were okay. I had a couple not interested. I was 3, 4 minutes deep, not interested, couldn't find anything to suit them. Straight up, damn line thing hung up on me. Great, fine, that's fine. And the other call was a sale. That was 6 calls. It took me really, really 5 because the Spanish one doesn't really count. But every single call I make, I get more than 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes into a call. If you should not have, because one sheet is 25. You should not have one sheet that are 30 or less, 1 minute or less. If that's going on, you're obviously not nailing this right. You're not nailing it the right way. You're not being convincing. You're not being personable with the clients, and they're not building that connection to fuse together at the end of the day. So this is just a basic intro that I use. Nothing too crazy. We never want to ask, hello, is this Vincent? No, don't ask, is this Vincent? Because they can say, no, then hang up on you. You're asking a question. No, they plus we have the leads filled out. The people, their name is on there. It corresponds to that number. Basically, yes, we do get wrong numbers here and there. It's inevitable. It's gonna happen. People put in wrong numbers by accident. They might put a 5 instead of a 6 because they're right next to each other. Things like that happen. But 99.9% of the time, yes. Hello, Vincent? Yeah, hey, Vincent. Be confirm it right after that. Be conveying. Be authoritative with the client. It's not, hello, is this Vincent? That just sounds weak, soft, and you're asking a question you don't even sound sure of yourself at the end. How do you not sound confident and sound like an expert? We're the experts. We're licensed. We deal with clients. We deal with sensitive information. We deal with a lot of things. Why are you not sounding confident when you're talking to clients like this? If they sense that you're not confident, why the heck would they be confident in going through the sale and giving you their personal information? That just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. So this is also something here that's I can go either way. I like to ask my clients right off the bat how they're doing. Majority of people don't because they want to confirm the some basic information like date of birth, address, beneficiary info right off the bat. It works better for some people. Some people it doesn't. Myself personally, I love asking how people's days are going so far. what I like to see, if you do that, do it for 10 clients, see how far you get, eliminate it, don't ask, confirm the information without asking how they're doing, then do 10 calls, see how much progress you made with that and compare. Because each person's different at the end of the day. I'm not going to say one works better than the other. It ultimately comes down to your own personality as well as what stems from in here and how personal you can be right off the bat with these clients. So I also want to let you know there's so many different variations with intros. Be loud, be assertive, confirm the client, let them know why you're getting back to them. Like I said, don't be bound by the script. Don't straight up use the same thing like right off the script. Yes, it provides an outline. You can range it up here, let them know why you're getting back with some final expense, life insurance benefits requested, and you don't have to say, "Oh, I am getting back to you in regards of a funeral and final expense request where you listed your address as 123 Main Street out there in New York City." Like, no, that stinks. That stinks at the end of the day. Use some variation. Show that you have some spice within yourself. Do not sound like a bland potato. You sound like a potato, you're not going to get anywhere. You're not. You're literally not. It's awful at the end of the day. If someone doesn't have their date of birth listed on the lead, confirm the address. If there's no address listed, confirm the beneficiary. I don't care if it's the spouse. It just says spouse. It doesn't need to. Some people don't put the explicit name. Oh yeah, I got Betty Smith. No, I might just say like, okay, sister, brother, spouse, child. And don't just rip it off like, oh yeah, I see you wanted to list your beneficiary as spouse. No, like what? What is that? You sound like a robot, and that's not captivating at all. When you confirm the information, yeah, especially for beneficiaries, if there's no name on it, yeah, Mike. So I see you listed you want to leave some money behind to your wife, right? What's her lovely name? Oh, Gloria? Awesome, awesome. How long you guys been married for? 24 years? Oh man, great, great. So yeah, you wanted her down as the primary beneficiary, correct? Great, great. Yep. Little things like that. Don't just confirm like, oh yeah, you listed the beneficiary as a spouse? Like a spouse? Are you telling me that he has more than one spouse? Like what? Or you listed your beneficiary as children? No. Let him know. Yep. Yep, great, Angela. So just to confirm with you here, I see you were looking to leave all these benefits towards your children, correct? Great, great. Now, how many children you got? You got three, four? Oh, you got two kids? Great, great. Now, were they born around the same time? Like, open up some conversation. Be like, oh, no, no, one's 17 and one's 24. Oh, great. Like, confirm information, open up because you have to know things about the client. You have to. You have to build rapport. It's so easy to build rapport. So easy. Confirm. Don't just read off their info and then it's blank. Like, I'll run through it. So, great, Jim. So, yeah, just wanted to connect back with you here. And the life insurance benefits filled out not too long ago out here in Georgia. I see you list your date of birth is 5/12/1967. If you just leave it blank, he's gonna be like, yeah. You gotta confirm with him. Does that ring a bell? Is that right? So you can move right on. So I'll run through it again. Okay, great, Jim. So yeah, I saw some life insurance benefits were filled out not too long ago. There's a request sent in. Looks like you listed your date of birth as 12/16/1984. Does that ring a bell with you, partner? Okay, great. Like, sauce it up. Be attentive. Confirm it, because he's gonna be like, yes. Yes, it is. Then you just go into, okay, great. Do you currently have coverage? Were you looking to get something in place? Like that's the next thing, but this is just intro right here. Confirm all that stuff. There's so many parts where it's just awkward dead space if you don't say, all right, does that ring a bell or is that right? Throw in there some personality. I always like saying buddy, partner, because like I said before, I want these clients, we're so tight that cool, I'm gonna send them a Christmas card. Like I want them like we're like that. All right. Things I typed up here. How do I master my intro? Number one, tonality. Number one. You don't want to be quiet. You don't want to be cold. You got to sound personable. You got to sound friendly. At the end of the day, be bubbly. Obviously, friendly, not like where you're just gonna like ask open-ended questions and get nowhere. Still friendly as if like, okay, we're building a good relationship, good rapport. I'm getting to know them. We're moving along very, very quickly here so that we can get things in place and I'm captivating their attention. So, yep. Start with a welcoming tone. Makes everyone feel comfortable at the end of the day. Be professional. Sound credible. Sound trustworthy. Your voice is going to reflect the type of confidence and the knowledge you have. Knowledge equals power. Literally, the more you know, the better you're going to sound. And straight up, if you don't know anything, like they hit you with a curveball, something's going on. If there's any hesitation or if your tonality changes or the pitch or energy levels, clients are going to know. They're going to be like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I don't feel comfortable with him anymore. Stop. I don't care if you don't know anything or you don't know the right answer. Act confidently, reassure the client everything's going on smoothly. Straight up, if you have to make something up, I mean, I'm not telling you guys to make something up, but if you don't know something, act confidently because there's so many people that don't know that will just say like incorrect information, but they sound so confident enough that you're going to believe them at the end of the day. Whatever it takes to keep them captivated and to move on, basically. I mean, these questions are going to be like things like cash value. Like they're going to ask you for like, I don't know. They might ask you, yeah, well, I did have a felony, and you might not know that, like, okay, we need felonies not within the past like 3 to 5 years to show up basically on coverage because they might be a standard or modified, might not be a preferred. If they're asking things like that, just be confident. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, with the felony, we just don't like to see it within the I don't know past few years here. Aflac might throw up something weird, but has the felony been on the record for the past few years? Okay, great. So it's things like that. Just sound confident at that. You have to. You have to. Pitch, moderate pitch. You don't want to come off like too hard or too soft. And the clients they can get really oppressed by it and take it as offensive and that you're talking down to them or that you're too soft and then you're going to get like walked all over basically at the end of the day. And don't speak too softly or speak too high, like at a high volume. Like I straight up, I don't yell at my clients, but I talk very, very loud to them just so they can hear me. And you have to create a hierarchy. You have to create a hierarchy at the end of the day, especially with male clients as well, especially the older male clients, because traditionally they work the jobs. They were the super man's man, blue collar jobs. You got to show like you're dominant. Like yeah, like let's go freaking hit. Let's go get some like I don't know. We're gonna go outside. We're gonna freaking chainsaw, grow up some dogs and birds, and then go crush a couple beers after and everything like that. Like that's literally a man's man. Like you gotta be able to relate to that. You gotta be able to convey that and have their image. Because like I said, we're talking to people over the phone. They have to build that picture of that's what you're like so that they can relate to you. And they got to feel that because people like to deal with people that sound like them and have the same attributes, features, and interests as them. So you better sound like that, especially for the older male clients. Confidence, kind of went over this already. Use confidence. Act as if. Act as if. If you don't know what that means, say it again. Act as if you're the executive producer of LBL. You're the number one insurance broker for Aflac. You own Aetna. Act like that, talk like that. Seriously, it builds yourself up. You get a certain sense of like a dopamine high as well if you act like that because you have to believe to achieve at the end of the day. If you don't believe, you're not going to achieve anything. So it really starts with N. If you actually think like that, you're actually going to achieve things. Now, energy level, balanced. You got to stay balanced. You got to stay at a high level throughout the whole time. Not too high where it's overwhelming. Like I said before with the pitch, where it can be kind of like, oh, this guy's like too crazy. I'm kind of like, oh, it's too much. Like, get away from me. It can be overstimulating for some clients. So know your audience at the end of the day, but you should always start off with high energy, very intact, know what you're talking about, very attentive and assertive, as well as be adaptable. Elevate your energy to match the clients. If for some reason they have more energy for yourself, that's weird. As well as don't don't ever get too high or too low based on good or bad news. And there, I don't care if they hit you with an objection. I don't care if they hit you with, you know what, here's my SSN, here's my bank account number. Don't sound too eager. Don't sound too get too high or too low. And these clients are chameleons at the end of the day. If they see that you sound attentive, you know what you're talking about, confidence, bubbly, high energy, pretty enthusiastic about what you do, they're gonna match that. Like, you know what, like, man, this guy's great. It's cool. I love dealing with him. So positive, so great. And he's helping me out, getting me coverage so I can protect my loved ones and family. It's awesome. It's awesome. People love that. People love it. So overall, you want to have great engagement with the clients. We all know, don't ask open-ended questions. Jesus, that's literally a guillotine right there. You're gonna get your head taken off. Not gonna lie. And actively listen to the clients. Practice active listening. If a client tells you something about their life, they care about it enough to tell you, and it must mean something to them. Don't just confirm what they said, then keep moving on. Like little Becky is playing field hockey right now. She scored 2 goals last week. Don't just be like, oh, okay, great. Now I do have to ask you some medical questions here. Yeah, you were attentive and you heard what she said and kind of acknowledged it, but go into depth a little bit. Like, oh man, that's so great. What level does she play? Is she in like middle school? Is she on like modified or is she on like JV varsity yet? Oh no, she's just in seventh grade playing on the modified team right now. Man, that's great. Love seeing kids that are staying active, blah blah, blah. Things like that. Now, you have to stay passionate. Nobody wakes up, falls out of bed, and is like, you know what? I can't wait to talk to people about life insurance and things like that. Like it's some people are happy, some people aren't when they roll out of bed, but majority of people aren't too crazy about it. So whatever you're crazy about, think about that. Whatever you're passionate about, whatever you do outside of work, if it's skiing, fishing, running, mountain biking, I don't care if it's going down to Spot Coffee and drinking coffee with friends or going to the, I don't know, shopping. things like that. Like what are, you have to be thinking about that because the more you smile and the more you think about it, your energy is going to build and you're going to be able to close these clients more effectively, better conversion ratios, as well as be more attentive. Like what do you straight up? I'll show you. Like guys, like my background is my dirt bike. I love motorcycles. I love my dirt bikes. So when I'm looking at this, when I'm talking to clients and everything, man, I'm just like, you know what? That's I am passionate about it. And it's just it puts me in a better frame of mind. Whatever you have to do, put a picture of your girlfriend next to your screen. Put a picture of uh, yourself. I don't care if it's pottery, something like that, something that you love next to your screen that you can look at. I don't care if it's a picture of the beach where you're on you went to Cape Cod last year or you were out in at an NBA game. If you were with an NBA player, you met Luka from the Dallas Mavs last year. Put a picture of it, whatever it is to get you passionate, whatever it is to get you elevated to be in the right frame of mind. Do it. Do it. Okay. Also, I do want to add when you're talking to clients, it's just so skipped over. Like it's straight disrespectful. Like it's so disrespectful. In the intro, if you see someone on the lead profile, because there's so many boxes, there's so many boxes. You already know so much about the client, like right off the bat, like basic info. There says military branch in one of the boxes. If you see that it's filled in like Army, Navy, Marines, etc. It might even say just like served. If it even says served, expand on that. Let the clients know. Like, hey, let them know like in the intro, something along the lines of, yay, hey there, Brian. Yep, Ethan here. Just wanted to get back to you here. Saw some life insurance benefits through Veteran Solutions were filled out not too long ago. Looks like you served in the Navy, correct? Great, great, great. Now, how many years did you serve in the Navy? 12 years, man. You know what? I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much for your service. I it holds a special place in my heart for people that serve because you know you're putting yourself on the lines to protect people like myself here. Straight up. I don't care if it says served either. Like if it doesn't say the branch, just ask them like, oh yeah, I see you served in the military, correct? What branch did you serve? Army? Amazing. How many years in the Army? Then just like expand on it. Thank them for their service. Holy crap. There's so many veterans. Like there's veterans think that the like regular society doesn't care about them. Like no, we care about them. I don't care if they were the the cook. I don't care if they were on the front lines. I don't care if they're a colonel. Everybody matters if they're a veteran and they served. It is. Because if you can foster a good relationship with them right off the bat and thank them, like shows that you care and it's like they might not have anyone in their life that really is around them or cares and it's like man, I got this random guy that called me and he was asking me about when I served and like thanking me for my service and I don't even know him. Like if you don't do that, I can't help you if you don't thank them and expand on that. I already can't. Okay, that's intro, how to master it, breaking it down and everything. Second part, I just want to touch on what do I do after I close a client and the timeline after. So we all love to see that we close clients. Woo, close the client, cool, made a nice commission check. Wow, super cool. There's certain things you have to do. It's not like you just call the client, you don't talk to them for the rest of your life. Like what kind of broker are you if you do that? Like what? Jesus. So I outlined a few things here, what we want to do. And I want to let you know, like here at Karma, everything now is like automated. Like when I started here, I'd have to go through my own book of business, go through each carrier, find out when the policies were drafting, find out the effective dates. I wouldn't get automatic reminders. Are you kidding me? Like, dude, the automation, the admins, layout, you get these automatic reminders in your channel, like on the server and everything like that, like in your individual channels. Like, all right, I have these policies that are going to be drafted. You have the name, the carrier, the annualized premium, their phone number, and the draft date. Like there's like five or six things there. Like it cannot be any easier. Oh my God. Like it's if you don't follow up, like there's something wrong. Like we check now to follow up too. If you don't follow up, like the compliance officers will, or I will, like you don't want me to get on your ass about it, or the compliance officers. So make sure you do. So okay. That being said, after you close a client, confirm the coverage details. Obviously, we do this in the call, reconfirm, tell them what's going on. A few days before the effective date, you're going to get notifications. It's all automated now. It's all automated. You're going to call them 3 days before their respected effective date. If they don't answer, leave a message, text them as well, and keep calling them until you get a human response, like human to human, basically. Keep doing that. What you're going to do, you're going to call them up, let them know what's going on, reconfirm everything. They should remember you because it's only going to be a couple weeks later from like when they got the policy and everything. It's going to be within a month. We don't push effective dates out more than 30 days. Like if you do that, like we don't even allow it. Like the carriers won't even allow it. So I don't even know how it's possible if the policy is more than a month out. Like it doesn't happen. When you call them, provide them. Yep. So great there, Danny. Yep. Like we went over, your policy of $25,000 through Aflac is going to be drafted on, let's see here, October 26th. Now, like we put on your calendar and in your notes, it's going to be 8827 is going to be drafted from your account. Just want to make sure we're still comfortable with that, as well as I want to make sure that you have enough funds in your bank account where it can be drafted and the policy does not get withdrawn or lapse because of insufficient funds. That's all you need. That's all you need. But okay, yeah, I got that. Yep. Yeah, I have enough money. We'll be able to pay for that and everything. Super simple. Super simple. Um, okay. When you close a client timeline, you're going to provide policy documents. Basically, this is within the call and kind of following up as well. Let them know, like, yep, did you get the policy? You let them know. It takes 7 to 10 business days when you submit the application, get them approved, that the physical policy will be in the mail for them. Let them know, confirm, ask them when you call them back that they received all the necessary documentation and everything like that. Now, for people that haven't reviewed a life insurance policy, people think it's simple. Like people think it's simple, like, oh, the average person can like understand a life insurance policy. Like no. The average life insurance policy is about 27 to 34 pages, and it's some pretty hard literature at the end of the day. It has a bunch of terms and a bunch of breakdowns, especially with cash values, random numbers all over the spot, and everything like that. Like a lot of fine print stuff. A lot of brokers can't really understand too much of it. So they them looking over a policy is going to be pretty difficult. It's just to have on record for them. Assure them if they have any questions on it. Don't try to have them figure it out by themselves. Have them call you. Like if you don't know, don't tell them like, oh, I don't know what that means. Just be, you know what? Yep, let me pull this up. I'm pulling everything up. Get me if you don't know something. Don't tell the client you don't know what something means. Like, get me. I know my way like around 99.9% of things, especially with like information, back end policy work, and like basically every single carrier that we go through. All right. Expectations. When you call them up, let them know basically what they can expect, the payment schedule, let them know, yep, payment is going to be drafted on each day. It's not going to change. Draft dates don't change. The fifth is the fifth. The fifth is the fifth. It's not going to change to the seventh miraculously. Level premiums, no medical exams, things like that. And you can, we always want to reconfirm, obviously, during when we're closing the client, like right off the bat. And you also want to reiterate this as well when you're calling them back for the initial review a few days before the effective date. After you close a client, after you gain contact with them a couple of days before their effective date, When do I follow up with them again? Do I wait 6 months? Do I wait a year? No. You want to wait about 3.5, 4 weeks. Honestly, it can be a month here and there. No more than a month, though. No more than a month after that first follow up, a few days before the effective date. Check in to see if they need anything, any questions. What you have to do, though, you better have notes. You better have notes on the client about what he like anything, because you're gonna call up and you're not just gonna sound like super formal about like the policy and then like trying to gather referrals right off the bat. No, you want to ask about, oh yeah, so did you end up actually selling your boat? How's your bulldog doing? Like little notes like that. Like I have a client from a couple weeks ago that I sold. His effective date is November 5th. I'm going to be calling him up. I'm going to be asking about how he's doing with his diet because he told me he was going from 200. He was at 250. Now he's down to 242. He wants to get down to 210 by April. I'm going to be asking him how his diet's going. I mean, he told me he was a plumber out in Colorado. Now he's living in Georgia. I mean, there's five or six avenues right there that I can expand on to just foster a relationship, follow up, and build great rapport when I'm calling back. Then you softly go into, okay, if they're looking for an extension of benefits, get more coverage for themselves, gather some more referrals, things like that. That's when you do. So yeah, after that first initial call, 3, 4 days before the policy starts, give them a few weeks after, see if anything changed health wise, and you're set. Yeah, basically regular check-ins. Okay, yeah, regular check-in. We close the client 3 days before the effective date, 3, 4 weeks after their first premium was drafted. Then it's going to be every 3 months, basically. Not really annually too much unless it's like close friends or family, but it really, or they're like they live kind of close to you. But it's really 3 months. That's the fourth thing right there. Want to do every 3 months to check in. Started up with the workshop last night. I got a hold of three of my clients and I gathered 12 referrals, basically. These were policies that were drafted in April. Like that's like this year, April. So a few months ago, basically. Like it's not like, oh, it was like 5, 6 weeks ago. No, it was about like 15, 20 weeks ago, basically. So be mindful of gathering that and just straight up like I have my got notes written down here. I have my notes on my computer for my book of business. Agent View is great because, yes, it houses the client phone number, policy effective date, commission levels. It doesn't have notes on there, though. You have to replicate that, put it in somewhere, a Google Sheet, write it down as well. Have it in multiple locations where you can have all the information plus notes as well to follow up with the client. Also follow up. If you see they have a birthday, come on. Everybody has a date of birth here. I'm going to be looking. Let me see. Let me see. No, that client wasn't really close. Yeah, I had Alice, one of my clients, Alice here. Her birthday was 10/2/1951, basically a couple of weeks ago. Follow up on their birthdays, things like that. Keep that in mind. It is hard because literally when you accumulate hundreds of clients, it is difficult. I'm not going to lie. Be mindful of that. We're honestly working on automation things as well, where there's automatic reminders, basically little things. Because I still get them from my orthodontist. Basically, I get cards on my birthday, like automatic things. Goes right to my email, and it's like, oh, happy birthday with like a little funny video, basically. This is after, I mean, I haven't had braces in about, I don't know, 9 years. Jesus. So things like that. Educational touch points, following up throughout the year. Basically, stay up to date. Like you have to know what's going on with the world, events going on, holidays. That's a huge thing. Holidays. Why did I gather 12 referrals yesterday in 1 hour? in our workshop. That's because holiday season's coming up. Straight up for the next 10 weeks, we're gonna have so many holidays. Literally, we got Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and the New Year. So many holidays. I was asking my clients how they're doing, if they have any kids, grandkids coming over for Halloween, if they're dressing up, they're doing anything. Football season's going on. Asking about if they've been just out and about, if their neighborhood's doing anything special, or if they live in an apartment, their apartment complex doing anything special, things like that. And the more you know, the better it's going to be, especially for insurance carriers. They do certain promotions here and there. Uh, Cash values provide them with those types of indexes as well. Stay up to date on just everything, basically. Like literally have a brain, stay in tune, and just be adaptable at the end of the day. But okay, that's gonna conclude going over the intro, how to follow up with clients. Take notes on this, Lydia. If you're not taking notes, what are you doing in life? Like, are you kidding me? If you want to close at least $30,000 a month, like myself, like in profit, implement these things. I don't close this amount of money by not implementing these. I don't have anyone do things that I don't do at the end of the day. So take notes on it, implement these strategies. You will see a difference. You will close business. You will make great money. So, okay.